We all face dark days. The ones where the world feels heavier, the mind more clouded, and the soul quietly sinking. But this isn't new. For thousands of years, warriors, emperors, and philosophers have endured darkness far deeper than our own and emerged wiser. This is their advice condensed into 6 principles. 1. Remember, this too shall pass. When plague swept Rome and wars battered the empire, Emperor Marcus Aurelius still wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." He didn't escape hardship, he ruled during it. He lost many children and buried friends, yet still woke each morning to write reminders to himself, not for glory, but for survival. Dark days aren't signs of failure. They're part of the human contract. Endure them, and you sharpen your mind like a sword. As Marcus often reminded himself, all is ephemeral, even this moment. We tend to believe suffering is unique to us, but Marcus shows us it's universal. He found peace not by controlling outcomes, but by mastering his reactions. Even when everything collapsed around him, he never let it collapse within him. 2. Control only what you can. Born into slavery, Epictetus was beaten, crippled, and still rose to become one of the greatest Stoic teachers in history. He taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. You can't stop life from throwing punches, but you can train how you absorb the hit. This mindset transforms you from a victim into a warrior. When the Roman governor Epictetus broke his leg out of anger, Epictetus reportedly didn't scream. He calmly predicted the break, and upon its occurrence remarked, "I told you so," demonstrating his mastery of self-control and acceptance of what cannot be changed, a core tenet of Stoicism. When your days grow dark, shrink your focus. What can I do right now with what I have? That's power. 3. Rehearse misfortune. Seneca, one of Rome's wealthiest men, would often sleep on the floor, eat stale bread, and wear rags. Why? To remind himself that even if he lost everything, he could endure it. "Set aside a certain number of days," he wrote, "during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare. For it is precisely in times of immunity from care that the soul should toughen itself beforehand for occasions of greater stress." Seneca understood that anxiety thrives on uncertainty, but if you've already faced the worst in your mind or in deliberate practice, it no longer has power over you. You can walk through darkness more confidently when you've trained in it. 4. Embrace emptiness. Miyamoto Musashi, undefeated samurai in over 60 duels, believed clarity came from detachment. In the Book of 5 Rings, he said, "The way of the warrior is resolute acceptance of death." He wasn't obsessed with dying, he was obsessed with freedom. When you no longer fear the end, your choices become pure, your courage becomes real. In his later years, Musashi lived in a cave, voluntarily. He wrote, meditated, and reflected in solitude. He taught that the chaos of life could be calmed by mastering one's mind. A swordmaster knows the real battle isn't with the enemy, but within. When your thoughts spiral, simplify. Be still, be empty, and act only from discipline, not emotion. 5. Find meaning in suffering. Thrown into Nazi concentration camps, psychologist Viktor Frankl lost his wife, his family, and nearly his life. Yet he wrote, "When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves." Even in hell, he found hope. He observed that prisoners who found purpose, even just to help another, survived longer. Suffering without meaning is despair, but suffering with meaning, that is transformation. Frankl later developed logotherapy, the idea that humans are driven not by pleasure but by meaning. He reminds us, your pain can be fuel if you decide it will be. Ask yourself, what can I learn here? Who can I help because of and in spite of this pain? 6. Suffer well. The Spartans trained not just to fight, but to suffer. They didn't see hardship as a curse. It was a forge. From childhood, Spartan boys were stripped of comfort, given little food, and trained in brutal conditions, not to weaken them, but to teach control, clarity, and courage. Their king, Leonidas, once marched into certain death at Thermopylae, not for glory, but because he believed some things are worth dying for. On your darkest days, ask yourself, can I suffer with dignity? Can I show others how to walk through fire without losing their soul? Because sometimes just showing up, disciplined, calm, focused, is the most powerful message you'll ever send. If this message reached you, if you felt the weight of it in your chest, don't keep it to yourself. Leave a comment, share this video, subscribe for more wisdom from the warriors and thinkers who walked this path before us. And remember, you were born for this.